Jamie Ice Gallagher and Sofia Lorena Morales, two ruthless leaders shaping a dangerous empire. One controls Liverpool's shadowy cocaine network. The other commands a cartel deep in Latin America. Their worlds collide in a deadly game of power, money, and survival. This is the real story of how the narcos of the north mirror the cartels of the south. Liverpool is a city with a long history, famous for its bustling docks and cultural landmarks. But beneath its busy streets and historic buildings lies a hidden world few outsiders see. Over the past decade, Liverpool has quietly transformed into a major hub for cocaine trafficking in the UK. This shift didn't happen overnight. It grew from small-scale dealers working in shadows to a sophisticated network that rivals the operations of notorious Latin American drug cartels. Unlike the stereotypical image of flashy, violent drug lords seen in films, Liverpool's cocaine traffickers are secretive and calculated. They have learned how to run their business like a well-oiled machine. Instead of relying on chaos, they focus on organization, control, and discipline. Their operations stretch far beyond the city limits, reaching into neighborhoods, warehouses, and even into the boardrooms of local businesses. Their reach and influence are much deeper than anyone would imagine at first glance. Liverpool's location makes it an ideal gateway for smuggling cocaine into the UK. The city's port is one of the largest in the country, receiving countless ships carrying goods from around the world. But hidden among these shipments is a constant flow of illegal drugs, slipping past customs and law enforcement. The traffickers exploit the complexity of the port's operations, using advanced tactics to avoid detection. They bribe officials, use secret compartments in containers, and communicate through coded messages to ensure their shipments arrive safely. The rise of Liverpool as a drug trafficking center has also brought with it a darker side. Violence, intimidation, and fear have become tools to maintain control over the trade. Rival groups battle for territory in the streets, and innocent bystanders often get caught in the crossfire. Yet, despite the danger and damage, the city's narcotics empire continues to expand, growing more powerful and elusive with each passing year. This hidden world of Liverpool's cocaine trade reveals a surprising truth. The city's dealers operate with the same ruthless efficiency and strategic planning as the famous cartels of South America. What was once a quiet port city has become one of the key players in the UK's cocaine empire, a reality that many would never have imagined. Liverpool's docks have always been a symbol of trade and commerce, but in recent years, they've also become the front line in a dangerous war for control of the cocaine trade. The port is massive, stretching over miles, filled with thousands of shipping containers that arrive daily from all over the world. Hidden among everyday goods like furniture, cars, and electronics, cocaine enters the city in enormous quantities, carefully concealed to avoid detection. This is where the story of Liverpool's narcos truly begins. The port serves as the gateway, the first link in a chain that stretches from South America to the streets of the UK. The smugglers who operate here are extremely skilled. They understand the complex logistics of the shipping industry, using knowledge gained through years of experience. They know how to time shipments precisely and exploit moments when security is weakest. Their methods are constantly evolving. Some containers are modified with secret compartments. Others carry cocaine mixed in with legitimate cargo to throw off customs inspectors. Technology plays a huge role too. Encrypted communications help coordinate the timing and movement of these shipments with precision. Bribery is another crucial element in this dangerous game. Corruption among dock workers and officials has allowed the narcos to build a protective shield around their operations. With the right payment, inspections can be delayed or completely bypassed. This level of influence doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of careful planning and ruthless enforcement of loyalty within the ranks of the port workers. The port area itself has become a battleground. Different criminal groups fight for control over key loading points and storage warehouses. Whoever controls these spots controls the flow of cocaine in and out of the city. These turf wars are often violent, but the narcos keep the chaos contained enough to not draw too much attention. operating in the shadows while the city's everyday life continues above. What makes Liverpool unique is the combination of old-school smuggling techniques and modern criminal strategies. The docks are not just a point of entry, they're the nerve center of a highly organized empire that moves tons of cocaine every year. This hidden world under the cranes and containers is a chilling reminder of how deeply the drug trade has embedded itself into the fabric of the city. At the heart of Liverpool's cocaine empire is a strict chain of command that keeps the entire operation running smoothly. Unlike the chaotic gangs often portrayed in the media, this network is carefully structured like a business, with clear roles and responsibilities. At the very top is a mysterious figure known only by a codename. This person remains almost invisible, communicating through layers of trusted lieutenants to avoid detection by law enforcement. Despite the shadows surrounding this leader, their influence shapes every move made across the city. Below the Kingpin are several lieutenants who each control different parts of Liverpool. Some oversee the docks, ensuring shipments of cocaine arrive safely and are quickly moved to secure locations. Others manage street-level distribution, coordinating the flow of drugs to dealers in neighborhoods across the city. A separate group focuses on money laundering, turning dirty cash into clean assets through investments in legitimate businesses like nightclubs, property, and small companies. Each lieutenant operates almost like the head of their own mini-cartel, but all report back to the top, keeping the entire network tightly connected. This hierarchy allows for efficient communication and rapid decision-making. Orders flow downward, and information travels upward, giving the leader a constant overview of operations without ever needing to be directly involved in the day-to-day details. Such structure limits the chances of leaks and betrayal, as each member only knows what they need to know. If one section is compromised, the rest of the organization remains intact, ready to adapt and continue operating. Loyalty and fear are the glue that hold this system together. Disloyalty is met with swift and often brutal punishment, sending a clear message that betrayal will not be tolerated. At the same time, the lieutenants build strong personal loyalty through shared profits and mutual protection, creating bonds that are difficult to break. This chain of command mirrors the disciplined organizations seen in Latin America's drug cartels. The ruthless efficiency and secrecy of Liverpool's cocaine network prove that it is not just a local problem, but part of a global criminal enterprise. Understanding this hierarchy is key to grasping how such a dangerous empire continues to thrive under the city's surface, evading capture and growing stronger year after year. The people on the streets of Liverpool who sell cocaine are far from the reckless criminals some might imagine. These dealers are highly organized and trained, operating more like soldiers than petty criminals. They understand the risks and know that survival depends on discipline, careful planning, and constant vigilance. Their tactics are designed to avoid police detection while maintaining control over their territories. One key to their success is the use of technology. Instead of meeting face-to-face, they rely on encrypted phones and apps that make it almost impossible for law enforcement to intercept their communications. Coded language is used to discuss deals, locations, and shipments, creating a secret world within the city's neighborhoods. This digital layer adds a level of security that keeps the street dealers connected to the higher-ups without exposing themselves. The dealers also use guerrilla tactics to stay one step ahead of the police. They operate in small, mobile groups that can quickly disappear if law enforcement approaches. Rather than holding fixed points on the street, they move frequently, switching meeting spots and routes. This constant movement makes it difficult for police to gather evidence or make arrests. When violence erupts, it's usually swift and brutal, sending a clear warning to rivals and anyone who might think about crossing them. Turf wars are common in Liverpool's cocaine trade. Different gangs fight for control over neighborhoods where they can sell their product at higher prices. These conflicts often turn deadly, but they rarely explode into full-scale battles, because the dealers know that too much attention from the authorities would hurt their business. Instead, they engage in calculated shows of force, intimidation, and targeted attacks to protect their interests. Despite the violence, Many dealers maintain strict codes within their groups. Loyalty and obedience are demanded, and punishment for betrayal is severe. The dealers understand they are part of something much larger, a network controlled from above, that requires discipline to function smoothly. In many ways, the street dealers of Liverpool act like the foot soldiers of Latin American cartels. They are trained, well-organized, and ruthless when necessary, making them some of the most dangerous and effective players in the UK's cocaine empire. Their ability to blend street-level tactics with high-level strategy is what keeps Liverpool's drug trade alive and thriving. Cocaine brings in huge amounts of money, and handling this cash is one of the most important parts of Liverpool's drug empire. The dealers and their leaders are not just criminals. They are expert money managers who know how to hide and grow their profits without raising suspicion. This process, called money laundering, is vital to keeping the operation running and expanding. Dirty money earned from selling cocaine cannot simply be deposited into banks or spent openly without attracting attention. The narcos have developed complex methods to make illegal earnings appear legitimate. They funnel their cash through a wide variety of businesses that seem normal on the surface. Nightclubs, bars, car washes, restaurants, and property investments are just some of the fronts used to clean the money. These businesses create fake sales, inflate incomes, or accept large cash payments to mix dirty money with legitimate funds. The narcos also invest in real estate, buying houses and commercial buildings to hold and grow their wealth. These properties provide a cover for large transactions and give the illusion of legal income. Sometimes they buy multiple properties, moving money between them to confuse any investigators who might be tracking the flow of funds. This constant movement makes it difficult for authorities to pin down the true source of the money. In addition to traditional businesses, the cocaine network uses more advanced financial tools. Offshore accounts, shell companies, in cryptocurrency are employed to hide their tracks further. The use of digital currencies allows them to transfer money quickly across borders without the usual banking controls, connecting Liverpool's empire to international markets. This financial expertise ensures the narcos can reinvest in their operations, paying for more shipments, bribing officials, and funding their violent enforcement teams. The money also funds lavish lifestyles for those at the top, providing a powerful incentive to keep the business going. Liverpool's cocaine traffickers have become masters of the money game. Their ability to hide billions in illegal profits behind everyday businesses and clever financial tricks shows how deeply the drug trade has embedded itself in the city's economy. This financial power makes them almost untouchable, allowing the empire to grow stronger while law enforcement struggles to keep up. Police in Liverpool face a constant and frustrating battle against the cocaine empire that controls the city's drug trade. Despite countless raids, arrests, and investigations, the network continues to operate, often adapting faster than law enforcement can respond. The narcos' ability to stay one step ahead makes the fight against them both dangerous and complex. One of the biggest challenges for police is the level of secrecy and sophistication within the cocaine network. The traffickers use encrypted phones and coded language, making it difficult for officers to intercept or understand their communications. Undercover operations require extreme caution, as dealers and their enforcers are quick to detect unfamiliar faces or suspicious behavior. This means many investigations take months or even years, gathering enough evidence to make arrests that will stick. Corruption also plays a role in hindering police efforts. Some officials and workers at the docks have been bribed or threatened into silence, allowing shipments to pass through unchecked. This insider knowledge gives the narcos a significant advantage, letting them know when raids are coming or which shipments are safe. Fighting corruption requires more resources and better oversight, but it remains a persistent problem. Even when arrests happen, the network often doesn't collapse. High-ranking figures rarely get caught, and lower-level members quickly replace those taken down. The decentralized structure of the operation means that if one part is disrupted, others continue working. This resilience frustrates police and makes it clear that dismantling the empire requires more than just making arrests. Technology is a double-edged sword in this war. While police use surveillance cameras, phone taps, and forensic analysis, the narcos counter with their own advanced tech tools. This constant battle for information means every move is carefully calculated, with risks on both sides. Despite these difficulties, law enforcement narcos. When a rival gang attempts to move into Liverpool's territory, it disrupts the balance of power. The established group responds quickly and decisively, using violence to protect their turf. These confrontations can involve shootings, beatings, and intimidation tactics meant to discourage competition. Yet these clashes rarely spiral into open warfare that would attract unwanted police attention. Instead, both sides engage in careful strategic moves, choosing when and where to strike. Betrayal is a constant threat in this world. Trust is rare, and even close allies can turn against each other for personal gain. Informants and double-crossers exist on all sides, and their actions can change the course of the conflict overnight. When a betrayal is discovered, the punishment is swift and often brutal, reinforcing a culture of fear that keeps most members loyal, at least on the surface. At times, rival groups form temporary alliances to fight a common enemy or to divide profits, but these partnerships are fragile and short-lived. The narcos understand that loyalty is fluid, and they prepare for the inevitable backstabbing and power grabs. This constant shifting of alliances creates a tense and unpredictable environment where no one feels truly safe. The violence and tension caused by these rivalries affect entire communities. Innocent bystanders sometimes become victims in crossfire or suffer from the intimidation tactics used by gangs to control neighborhoods. Fear spreads, and normal life is disrupted, as people avoid certain areas or change their routines to stay safe. This dangerous game of rivalry and betrayal shows how closely Liverpool's cocaine dealers operate like the cartels of Latin America. The stakes are high, the methods ruthless, and the consequences deadly. In this world, power is everything, and survival depends on being smarter, faster, and more ruthless than the competition. In the dangerous world of Liverpool's cocaine empire, women play roles that are often hidden, but absolutely crucial to the operation's success. Unlike the common image of drug trade dominated by men, women in this network are trusted figures who manage logistics, finances, and even enforcement. They move quietly but hold significant power behind the scenes, proving that the empire relies on more than just muscle and violence. Many women begin as trusted couriers or money handlers, roles that require careful attention to detail and a strong sense of loyalty. Their ability to stay calm under pressure makes them ideal for transporting cash or coordinating shipments without drawing suspicion. Over time, some rise through the ranks to take on leadership positions, managing teams and making important decisions. Their involvement adds a layer of complexity to the network that law enforcement often underestimates. Women also serve as key connectors within the cocaine empire. They maintain relationships between different parts of the organization, passing messages, organizing meetings, and ensuring that instructions from the top are followed exactly. This communication role is vital in keeping the operation running smoothly, especially when secrecy is paramount. Their ability to blend into everyday life helps them avoid detection, allowing them to move information and money with less risk than their male counterparts. In some cases, women take on more direct roles in enforcing the rules. They may oversee collections, discipline disloyal members, or protect key figures from threats. Their presence can be unexpected, giving them an advantage when confronting rivals or police. This unpredictability makes them a powerful force within the empire. The rise of women in Liverpool's cocaine trade challenges traditional ideas about gender roles in criminal organizations. Their influence is growing, and some have become feared leaders in their own right. This shift not only strengthens the network but also shows how adaptable and resilient the empire is. Understanding the role of women reveals a hidden side of Liverpool's drug trade, one where power is shared and authority is not limited by gender. Their involvement makes the cocaine empire more sophisticated, more dangerous, and harder to dismantle. It's a reminder that in this ruthless world, everyone plays a part. Liverpool's cocaine empire is not an isolated operation. It is deeply connected to a vast global network that stretches across continents. At the heart of this connection are the direct links between Liverpool's Narcos and the powerful cartels in South America. These relationships are essential for the flow of cocaine from production fields in countries like Colombia and Mexico all the way to the streets of the UK. The traffickers in Liverpool work closely with their counterparts overseas, coordinating shipments and sharing intelligence to ensure that cocaine moves smoothly through every stage of the supply chain. This partnership is built on trust, but also strict rules and harsh consequences for betrayal. Orders and updates travel quickly through encrypted communication channels, allowing the two sides to react swiftly to threats such as police crackdowns or rival interference. The global connection gives Liverpool's cocaine dealers access to some of the purest and most valuable cocaine on the market. This high-quality product is in huge demand across Europe, allowing the city's narcos to command top prices and huge profits. The supply lines from Latin America are carefully managed to avoid detection, using sophisticated smuggling methods like hidden compartments in shipping containers, small aircraft, or even submarines. Liverpool's location as a major port city makes it a vital link in this international chain. Once cocaine arrives in the city, it is quickly distributed throughout the UK and beyond. This distribution network is supported by the well-organized structure of Liverpool's dealers, who maintain control over their territories with precision. The city acts as a hub, connecting the supply from Latin America to markets across Europe. This global partnership also brings danger and complexity. The involvement of powerful cartels means that Liverpool's narcos must navigate not only local rivals and law enforcement, but also international criminal politics. The stakes are high, and mistakes can lead to violent reprisals or lost shipments worth millions. The connection between Liverpool and the world's deadliest drug cartels reveals just how far-reaching and organized the cocaine trade has become. It's a reminder that the city's drug problems are not just local, but part of a global empire fueled by money, violence, and secrecy. Understanding this link is key to grasping the full scale of Liverpool's role in the UK cocaine market. After years of growing power and influence, Liverpool's cocaine empire finally faced one of its biggest challenges. A massive police operation, years in the making, targeted the core of the network with the hope of dealing a decisive blow. Dozens of officers from multiple agencies coordinated raids across the city, arresting dealers, seizing drugs, and uncovering hidden assets. For a moment, it seemed the empire might be brought to its knees. The operation revealed just how deeply the cocaine trade had embedded itself in Liverpool. Warehouses filled with tons of cocaine were discovered, along with weapons and stacks of cash. Investigators found evidence of extensive money laundering schemes and connections to international cartels. The scale was staggering, confirming what many suspected but few had fully understood. Yet despite these successes, the empire did not collapse. Key figures managed to disappear just before the raids, believed to have fled overseas to avoid capture. These leaders had contingency plans for exactly this scenario, slipping away to safe locations where they could continue to direct operations from afar. Their ability to vanish without a trace showed the level of planning and resources at their disposal. In the weeks following the operation, the remaining members scrambled to regroup. Some turf wars erupted as lieutenants fought to fill the power vacuum, but even with the disruption, shipments of cocaine continued arriving, and the trade showed signs of recovering quickly. The network's deep roots in Liverpool's economy and society made it incredibly